Hey everyone, DuckNuck84 here, and we're going to be playing, or at least looking at, the first part of Pillars of Eternity, a game that I am so excited for because it harkens back to some of my favorite games from when I was a kid, namely Fallout and Baldur's Gate series, and people who worked on that also did some work on this, so I am truly excited to play this. Now, I've already got a character I made, which is going to be my main character, but we'll go through the new game character creation. Didn't record that mainly because I basically took over half an hour making my character, reading all the lore and stuff like that. So, this is also going to be pretty much completely blind. I've watched no, major videos on the game, except for I watched one short one that, again, went through the character creation and a little bit of the tutorial, but I didn't watch much of the tutorial part. I just watched that just to confirm my convictions that I really wanted to purchase this game, which I have. So, let's get started. We're going to go normal, since I have played these types before. I also like how they do have the Expert and Iron Man mode for added challenge if you want. Obsidian Entertainment presents Pillars of Eternity. Not the most spectacular entrance, but it works. This is just harkens back so much to Baldur's Gate right now with this loading screen.
5 wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
Okay, so that's the start of our story. Again, very Baldur Gate-esque. Okay, so this is basically the character creation, which wasn't really a thing in the original Baldur's Gate, just because, of course, they didn't have 3D models, and with isometric type RPGs, you really don't need that much detail in your characters usually, because you're not going to see them up close anyway. So, of course, male, female characters you can make. Since this is just going to be... well, we'll just do female. This isn't going to be our main character, though, like I said, since I've already created my character. But when I made mine, I really didn't go through the female options. Okay, so... you got your basic races. You have your humans. The Mua, or... I can't pronounce that. Unpronounceable race, but... they kind of remind me of the aliens from Avatar. You got your dwarfs. You got your elves. Your Orlin, which are kind of like halflings, I guess, but instead of hairy feet, they have long ears, and the alternate appearance for them is they have hairy faces, so we got that. And you have the godlike, which are awesome looking, but their one main thing is they can't wear helmets because of their head protrusions. But anyway, let's just do human. I know I play vanilla boring sometimes, but as much as I like the other races, just for my main character, I always like to be human. Another thing I like that they've done is they have highlights over interesting little factoids that will help with your lore. So if you're a lore whore like I am, you can read about all the stuff, which again also kind of helps since this is kind of a new rule set that, although influenced by, D&D and stuff, it has its own peculiarities, like, resolve, might, and like that. Resolve basically is your, like it says, resolve reflects a character's internal drive, determination, fearlessness, and emotional intensity. It basically helps characters maintain concentration, so it's your basic concentration checks and stuff like that, while might not only is like strength in D&D rules, but also works for your spellcaster. So all damage is controlled by how much might you have. And so during interactions, it can be useful for intimidating displays and acts of brute force in combat. It contributes both to damage and healing, as well as fortitude defenses. So those are some of the peculiarities you have with the new rule set. But I have to say I kind of like it, because it doesn't limit you into having, like in D&D, where you will have, min-maxing, where if you play, say, a warrior, you want to get your strength up to 18/00 and then dump all your unwanted scores into, say, intelligent or wisdom, which you don't really need. But here it uses a point-buy system, so you can kind of customize how you want. But I do like I said, because you can make a more well-rounded character, you're not limited to only having, maximum stats. You can put your skills in anything you want, and you can still have a very decent character according to the developers. Okay, so we got for humans, we can have meadow folk, the ocean folk, and the savannah folk. We'll go with the savannah folk just because, again, it gives you more history and their special ability. I think humans all have pretty much the same special ability. I think once you get to the, like say, if I wanted to say dwarf, they have slightly different special ability. Hale and hardy. Mountain dwarfs have bonus to defense and poison, where boreal dwarfs get plus 15 to accuracy against any creature of the wilder and primordial types. So, like I said, humans kind of vanilla boring, but I like to play them just because. And like I said, we're going savannah. Okay, and then like I said, you got your classes. Basic ones are kind of, no-brainers. Fighters basically do fighting stuff, have good HP usually, and martial skills. Barbarians, your damage dealers, have the special ability Carnage, which, his hits with melee attacks, they automatically make reduced damage attacks to all other enemies with a short distance of the target. And that's like the other thing, because again, like with a barbarian, usually in D&D you'll have high strength but low intelligence. Me, Conan, me kill. But in here, if you make a intelligent barbarian, for instance, your Carnage skill, because intelligence dictates how long the effects last, you can actually have, it pays to have, say, an intelligent barbarian, because then his Carnage skill will last longer, and you'll get the bonuses it provides longer than having just a stupid barbarian. But anyway, so we got that. Paladin, the righteous order and all that is good. Faith and conviction adds their defense overall course of the game and gets better as it goes. You got your rangers, which are similar to D&D rangers, have animal companionship, and that. Your basic wizards, but wizards do slightly different than D&D wizards. They, cast their spells from a book, so then you can only hold like 4 spells per book. And but you can have multiple Grimorums in your inventory, but you have to switch them out. It takes a little bit, so that's kind of an interesting twist on the magic system. Also, I like that it looks like you can have your wizards, wear armor, which was always a restriction in D&D, which kind of made sense because otherwise you'd have wizards wielding fireballs while wearing plus 10 plate mail, and they'd be unstoppable. So it was always a trade-off. You could have like Ginny said in Aladdin, infinite cosmic powers, itty bitty HP. But I I really like that. So you can also again, your class, your race isn't restricted to classes. So if you want to play a dwarven wizard, you can play a dwarven wizard, which you weren't able to in other games usually. But anyway, so yeah, you got that. And druids, just like they sound, are they can shapeshift and have druid spells. And monk is your basic melee character with no weapons. Never really liked monks myself, even though you can have some interesting character builds with them. I've always liked weapons as opposed to fist. And your cleric or priest, which does your healing. And of course your thief and rogue, which does all your trap picking and lock picking and all that. And then also we have the chanter, which is my character's class, because it sounded interesting, which is basically, they're another magic type character, but their magic's a little different from the wizard, and I was interested in it. They're basically, as it says, in every culture across Aurora there are chanters. Many historians consider chanters to be the most ancient workers of magic. Their hollowed phrases stirring the collective memory of wayward souls around them, compelling them to greater magical effects in a kind of reenactment. In some society, chanters form organized groups of storytellers and researchers, but in most parts of the world they are time-honored part of local folk tradition. So I'm kind of guessing that they're basically kind of like the Bard class in D&D, although, unlike the Bard where it was... I never really liked bards in D&D because they did nothing very well. They could do some spells, they could do some stuff, but, you know, they never appealed to me. But the way they described the chanters in here, it just made it sound really interesting. So, how their magic works, of course, is you get phrases and chants. All chants can continuously speak chants, which is basically kind of like the bard's song ability, made up of magical phrases, produce passive effects, and help build a character's power until they can use an invocation. And invocations are the powerful magic effects that chanters create after they have spoken a required number of phrases through their chants. So basically you have continuous use of the phrases that you use, and then after gaining enough stats or power-ups, you can use a powerful spell. And that just sounds kind of just an interesting magic system, so that's why I was going to try it out. So we'll just, since my character's that, we'll just go with that. So, and here's your level 1 phrases. And it just sounds cool because you have a character going to battle while he's like singing out these, or saying out these, chants and stuff that sound like stuff from history. The dull edge, the blunt points, the blunts of points, thick grew the tongue, stumbling over words. And of course, each one has a different effect. And then come softly, winds of death. So you basically get your little catchphrases when you're going into battle and makes you seem more awesome than at the time maybe you are. Or even makes you even more awesome than you already are. But let's see, so, you got that, adds fortitude and will, does produce passive effect and helps build a character, Alright, that's just the basic stuff. Drains endurance, and all that. So we'll just go with thick grew there, stumbling over their words, reduces concentration, and let's take 1 damage. In fact, I think the only damage one we have is come softly, winds of death. So we'll take those. And now for our invocation. Let's see. But Renee Darrett's ghost, he would not rest. See, there's stuff that sounds so cool. Basically calls upon the shroud, and summons a phantom to fight for you. Pretty useful ability. So I guess, it looks like you can also kind of make this kind of a conjurer type class, with the ability to summon some guys. And see, and hellfires crushed upon the shield. Reduces damage. If their bones still slept under the hill, none can say. Summons you 3 skeletons. pretty good. Not felled by the axe nor broken by the storm. Increases slash and shock damage resistance. Let's see, thunder rolled like waves on the Black Sea. Creature, a tremendous explosion that causes stun and shoves enemies. And this was one I ended up taking on my character, the bones, but this was the one I was also thinking, just because thrice was she wronged, thrice justice avenged. Drains electricity energy from the environment, creates 3 bolts of lightning, causing shock damage in any path. And then white worms writhed in the bellies of the dead. This is probably the most brutal of them. Causes nearby downed enemies to explode, expelling 3 worm grubs and crushing nearby enemies. That is awesome. And if you're playing an evil character type, that would be like your spell there. Although I took Raising the Dead, but I'm not playing an evil character. So, yeah, but anyway, we'll just go there. I'll just take that. Of course, attributes, and again, they do kind of help you out. They basically, Gold Star, highly recommended for your class. Silver Star is, good to have. And then the others are, you can put points into them, but they don't really match with your skill set as much. But, like I said, if you want to have a chanter who uses spells but has high damage, you can do it. And, we'll just put stuff in here, because, like I said, we're not keeping this character. So, that would basically make an average character. Now, another part of the creation is you can choose your culture that you come from. You can come from the Adria Empire, the Deadfire Archipelago, Ixmitel Plains, Old Velitia, and all this stuff. And basically gives you a little bit of, gives you another little perk depending, so you can match it with what type of character you're playing. Of course, the Deadfire Archipelago says, it's lawless, pirate-infested island, so if you're playing a rogue, you might pick that because you'll give you an additional dexterity. Whereas if you're playing, say, something that requires intelligence, you could go Old Velia or Adria, so that might be good for, I think, a paladin. And, so you can match it or not match it however you want, make an interesting character, from, I'm guessing, like I said, Adria is maybe where if you're doing a paladin, but maybe make a rogue. Have slightly more resolve, but be a little more clumsy, I don't know. But, yeah, let's just go. Characters similar to what I've built already, but anyway, so once you've picked your background, your culture you come from, you can pick your former background, you can be an aristocrat, which gives you lore, artist, dissident, colonial, drifter, hunter, laborer, mercenary, merchant, and slave. Although I wonder, I didn't check it out, but let's see if we choose a different one to get any... Ah, you do, so that's the other thing you get, is you get slightly different backgrounds depending on what culture you pick. I did not know that. That is actually kind of cool. And I mean, some of them kind of give you the same thing, but it's more just for flavor of your character. So let's go that. Right, 2A. And we are going to be a scholar. So, and then, of course, select your colors that you want. Let's go with, since we have red hair, we don't want to have red armor. Let's go with, we don't want red and green because then we'll be like a Christmas elf. Let's go with a nice blue. And then for our secondary, blue and black. That looks pretty good. Skin color. The shades slightly vary depending on what class of, or what culture you pick, and what race. And do we want red hair or do we want really red hair? Yeah, let's go with really red hair. And of course, Unless maybe with the dwarves you can have facial hair for your women, but other than that we can't. Head selection is rather limited, but again, you're not going to see your character that close up, so, you know, you don't need to be like in Skyrim where you can adjust the height of the cheekbones and all that. So let's go... we'll just go with the vanilla face here. And of course, different hairstyles. Let's get a good one. That's alright. A lot of... Nope, not going with that one. That would take forever to comb the knots out of that hair. And... Mohawk. Should we go with the dreads? Let's see what some of the other ones are. Yeah, that one's alright. Yeah, let's just go with the ponytail, just because. So we got that done. And it does try to match you up the best you can with the portraits. I mean, they have 66, but, you know, just it's the same as like with Baldur's Gate games. Is, you know, you're never going to get the exact match unless you yourself create your own portrait, which I don't know if they have, you know, a portrait importer like Baldur's Gate did, but I'm sure, you know, they could, you could mod something in. Well, we got red hair and a ponytail. Let's go with that one. That'll be our character portrait. And of course, we can pick a voice. Wow, the voice is... I'm gonna have to change the volume on that. It's really low. I don't know if you can even hear that. We'll go with Mystic. Of course, you know, not many voice. I think we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for each. Again, would have been nice if there was more variations. I found that there, just like in Baldur's Gate, there's some that I would never use. I don't really like the male feisty one. It doesn't sound good to me.
I've got this.
Yeah. But, I mean, hey, for a rogue maybe. But anyway, we're going with that. It's always been my problem with some of the vocal stuff for the characters. It's kind of hit or miss. But... And... what should we call you? Yeah, we'll just do that. Also, I saved here because I saved after the dialogue here, so I don't know if it saved that or not. And of course, just like Baldur's Gate, there is going to be a lot of reading, so I'll try to summarize what's going on, because otherwise every video will be 45 minutes of me trying to stumble through reading all this stuff. But if you do want to read it, of course, pause the video and you can read it for yourselves.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
And of course, also it has kind of a what's he's doing while he's doing that. He nods towards a looming black mass of the hillside, or on the
The whole
hillside.
area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who would be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks.
I'll try not to, sir.
Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood? Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, of course. Which case you'll be dead in a day.
So basically, I have malaria. Go outside the town for 1 minute, I catch malaria. Must be the Oregon Trail. I mean, we are in covered wagons.
There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry, about the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
And of course, I think he's, he's not talking to me, he's talking to one of his guys somewhere, but okay, and then let's see what we want to know.
They grow on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one.
Okay, and what are these ruins?
Nothing you won't see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay, if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pond, so I hear.
I'm guessing half a pond is like money terms. Okay, what do we got here? I'll just leave this tutorial part up just because characters race. Response to your choice depends on their personality. Okay, so it's basically saying just your class and race and stuff can affect how people respond to you. Okay, what else? Who did build these ruins
Got
then?
different names for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much.
Okay, is there any dangers
Not
out
if you
here?
hurry about your business.
Yeah, especially being that I'm crapping all over the place, apparently.
And not if the weather holds up.
What kind of weather do we get out
This
here?
time of year, rain mostly, and wind. But there's a different kind of wind out here time to time. Locals call it a beowick, born out of the ether, the spirit's path. Never seen it myself, never cared to.
And what are the huge rocks coming out of the ground?
They don't got Audra where you come from?
Nope.
Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories.
Okay, I'm probably learn more about that
It's
later.
more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days.
Interesting, interesting.
The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that.
Okay, it's just interesting little bits of lore there. So let's see about those berries so I can stop having
Hold on.
malaria.
Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
Well, thanks for caring.
Kalisha. Kalisha!
She's finding some spring berries, like I said, so some of the stuff is voiced, some of it is not. Probably going to be like Baldur's Gate, where companions are probably voiced, and important, story arc stuff is voiced, but the majority of the rest isn't. Some spring berries, so it doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
Hello.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her, you're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything. Off with you. Hayden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a beowick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Okay, and so that's pretty much as far as I've gotten into the game. I'm going to load up my character, but like I said, I do like some of the other stuff here. You can zoom in a little bit, which,
Certainly.
again, is a new thing. And why you have some customizability of your characters, so that, and all this stuff right here is just giving me nostalgia. The pause time buttons in the clock. This reminds me of Baldur's Gate. You can camp. The scouting reminds me of the rogue abilities in Baldur's Gate. Inventory, character sheets, all this fun stuff. Of course, instead of having your character portal on the side, you have them down here. But let's go ahead and load my character I'm actually going to play. Oh, and that's also kind of nice. It separates them by character so you can have multiple games going on. Actually, I wonder something. So I was wondering about this. Okay, so yeah. So, those are my pre-order bonuses. I have a celestial pig. A giant miniature space pig. Awesome. If you do play Baldur's Gate, I'm sure that's a reference to the giant miniature space hamster from Minsk named Boo. And we got a ring that protects you from damage. Probably not going to use that just because repeats the harvest aspect of okay, so it adds some sort of stuff, but I'll use the space pig just because space pigs are awesome. But anyway, let's load my actual character that I'm going to use, who is, like all my other RPGs, named Caspa. Although I just noticed I put 2 S's instead, so he's Aspa. Caspa! Oh well. I might go back and fix that, but...
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Okay, so...
Sure.
Like I said, those are just showing my stats. And... what's this? Personal, time played. Okay, just basic information. What do I got in my inventory? Same stuff, ring and a pig. And, okay, so we got crafting, which... what can I do? I can craft food and potions. That's pretty cool. Of course, you know, I'm guessing it's going to explain all this stuff. Okay, so we got inventory, character... collect some spring berries to concoct a remedy. These, I guess, are the main things here. And it's settings, stronghold, which I'm guessing will come into play later. And let's see, what's this? Nope. Ah, I picked the lock. I'm not going to steal from you because I think you might be the merchants. Go see, this looks like that. So I need to talk to someone. Who was it that I needed to talk to? He said to get equipment. Caravaner. Okay, maybe I don't need to talk to anybody. It's just more people over here. Oh, he's probably going to be... not that guy. Ew, that's who I want to talk to.
Anyone need supply?
Hyoden. Simple but mostly neat clothing. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunic.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
Well, you should have bought more.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look.
Okay. What do we got? What do I got? I already have some stuff I know. Dagger, rapier rod, sword, heater shield, brigadine. I don't even know how much money I have. Oh, okay, so I don't have any money. Oh no, I do. Just the tutorial window is hiding. I have 100 copper. And what do I have? What's in my stash? What's my party have? I don't think I need anything, but let's just see what we got. Oops. I don't want that. I want that. So right now I have a breastplate. Oh, I can even... That's cool that you can enchant your regular equipment and get better stats. I got that. A sword and a medium shield. And you have battle axe and a torch. As well as scale armor. Okay, so I think we might be good there, but let's see if we have...
Looks like we're settled for the...
We have, what do you got here? Nothing there. Nothing there. Oh, you do have a potion there. I cannot afford you. So yeah, I don't think we need anything. I guess they have that there, so like if you have weapons you don't want to start off with, you can get some other stuff, some basic gear. But I'm happy with. Now let's see, deflection 8. Defense used was melee, range attack, defended by... Okay, so that has... Okay, so I have more deflection, but I have less accuracy, so... I might switch to that later, but we'll just stay with the starter stuff we got. Yeah, I don't think I need anything. Let's go find these berries, then. I am loving this so far. It just brings back so many memories of some of my favorite games. Explores the key. Okay, basically. Explore, you find stuff. Who are you?
I'll have your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
Nope, but my, stuff that's in my intestines are. I'm guessing these are the ruins.
Let's check by those outcroppings.
Oh, let's check by this dead deer. That's going to be good. Combat uses pausable real-time strategy because you will offer... Yeah, I might need that for a little bit at least. Well, I'm going to use it probably for all, but until I figure out how to use the casting system to the best ability. Chant. Yeah, we'll just leave that on. Friend or foe have 4 different primary defenses against attack. Defends that. Okay, so more accuracy. If your accuracy beats the opponent's defense, you can do damage. If it suffers a penalty, if it's below, if accuracy is above target's defense, its attack's more likely to get a critical. Okay. That would take you down, wolf. Even close up, that looks pretty good. Combat only. Let's see what we got. So this is our chants. These are our weapons. Okay, so that's the weapon quick bar. And what? So we can first... Okay, so we... I got it. That's interesting there. Let's read this about chants. Chants spend most of their time in combat. Or chanters, at least. Wasn't done reading that. Stop doing that. Okay, so it looks like I said, you basically start off with a chant and it goes for a certain period of time, then you switch to another, and you can kind of customize how how you want the chant to go. So that is actually pretty cool. So, like, let's add another one of those. So, when I start going to battle, I start with that, then move to that, and that. That is really cool. I like that. And of course, as you get more chance, you get more variation of what you can do. And what did you drop? We got wolf hides, which I'm guessing are like all wolf hides. Yeah.
Huh?
Can't take anything from the rotting deer carcass. There are my berries. Also have to say the backgrounds so far look really nice. And they are giving me that Baldur's Gate feel, which I like. As you receive quests, your journal will be updated. Okay. Audubon said something about you being in business yourself. Yes, I was. That's the background I picked. I was a merchant. But let's see. I used to transport things for people. Piloted a cargo ship. I ran a shop. This isn't your business. I'm not going to be mean to her. Let's go. Yeah, I ran a shop. That would fit my character the best because I'm a chanter, so I don't know why I would be a ship captain, and I'm not playing a rogue type character, so I wouldn't smuggle things, so I ran a shop. Let's see. The shop was attacked by bandits. Took everything. I was bad at business. I ran into the ground, and the man who funded it seems to have that I won't get another chance. The competition hired men to destroy my shop. This isn't your business. No, because I'd take care of bandits, I'd think. So, competition hired men to destroy my shop. Let's go with that one. I know what that feels like. You really can't trust anyone, can you? Are you saying I can't trust you? Because I'd hate to have to not trust the first companion I get in the game. Lord Radrick's offer makes a girl think. I'll give him time. Give him that. You here to sell like the rest of us? Yeah, I'm here to start a new life and maybe a new business. Find many offers like it in these parts, believe me. Got some big plans in store. Right now to get rid of this illness. I sell here and start a new life. Well, I am a merchant. I failed at business once, but I'm going to start again. I'm going to get filthy rich. Oh, I think it will. I think my luck will be better. Or are you here yourself, anyway? Sister's moving out here sometime back. She sent me a letter. She seemed worried, but that's how she always is. This time, though, she asked me to come out. And that got me a little worried. I haven't seen her in ages. Been doing guide work for Iximitel. But I'll do anything for her. She's a much better woman than me. So I'm here to... and we'll see. Okay. What about yourself? Simple needs. I like open skies and far horizons. I find work that lets me live that way. Family wanders too. We started in Drywood, or Direwood, but my parents ended up living up in the Living Lands. Okay. I've got a brother in Ratawi and another in Adria. My sister is in Gilded Vale. She's the only real homebody of the group, it looks like. Not much of a historian. Yeah, that's me. I'm the historian type. But from what I know, it used to be part of the Adria Empire. Broke off after a war some years back, and the locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. The uneasy tremor in her voice she adds, I'll have to ask my sister more about that. Still worried about your sister. Okay, now that I know a little bit more about you, let's go back to camp. Seems down just the way. Come on, let's get you some of that water so I can make that tea. Well, we know where he is. Okay, so that's the extent you can zoom out. He was over by this lantern tree. Or was. Now he's not. Let me guess, he's over here by the river. Where are ya? Oh, scared the deer. Maybe you're a little further upriver. You know, I've already said it, I know, but the game looks spectacular so far, and still shows that, you know, yes, it's not 3D, but you can do a lot with non-3D graphics to create a world that seems inviting and complete. You know, and that was maybe always the thing I liked about Baldur's Gate, is I played Baldur's Gate, I played Neverwinter, I've pretty much played them all, but Baldur's Gate and Fallout, you know, although graphically inferior to some of the games you have now, just always had that, I don't know what is it, feeling that I didn't get with some of the other ones.
Sparfle went hunting. At least he left the water skins. Come on.
Yeah, let's give me my water skins. Or you can get them. Crouch at the riverbank and dip your water skins into the cool water, while Calicia waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. Also, this whole dialogue and how they have it here is definitely Baldur's Gate influenced. Out of the trees emerges Sparfell, one of the guides, barely discernible in the dim moonlight. He no longer carries his bow, and there's a strangeness to his gait. His spastic wobbly in his ordinary deft stride as he moves towards you with labored breath.
Sparfle, are you all right?
Sparfle's toe catches on a rock, and he collapses forward in a heap. The feathered shafts of an arrow pierce between his shoulder like an enemy flag. We're under attack.
Ambush!
Wait, see.
Okay, let's take care of...
What you need?
You take care of him, I'll take care of the ranged character. Okay, it keeps a track of how much you're going there, what part you're on right now. That's nice. Sometimes your weapon or spell simply isn't well suited for penetrating enemy reduction. When the attack hits, the DR will wipe out all small... Okay, so your character complained about it not working. Okay, so just they give you auditory clues if stuff isn't working.
Let's go!
Nope, a little late.
Rock 10!
We have to get back to camp.
Let's take some stuff, though, first. And get some monies.
Right.
Okay, that's formation. Okay, good. I was going to say, I hope there's a select all button, so I don't have to do dragging all the time. We'll get back to camp, but let's look at this stuff a little bit. Footprints around the campfire are indistinctive and may have been here for days or longer. Because being I'm playing kind of like a scholarly historian type character there, the historic instinct in me has got me interested, and I don't want to go back to camp right now. Even though I'm still probably shitting myself. Besides, hey, if I hadn't explored, I wouldn't have found mushrooms somewhere. I guess that goes into crafting stuff. Okay, it doesn't show. But anyway, I picked up some mushrooms somewhere. Okay, so it's added to my stash. Let's see, anything over here? Okay, we've explored all we can over there. Back to camp it is. Hopefully we're not under attack. What do we have here? Got some dead people, that's not good. It's cold to the touch and rips the smell away from the putrid waves. Dark crustacean blood stain besmirches its simple linen clothing. Leather armor. You can hold on to those. So it looks like we're not the first to be ambushed here. Oh. Okay. Thought that was something being it was glowing, but nope. Now back to the camp. Hopefully not everyone's dead. Might turn up that scroll wheel too. Oh, that not good. So we got Hunter. I got one of these ready to go. Oh, I don't. No, I don't. So, instead of splitting up, let's take on both of them at once. Oh, they got 3. Did I got a spell ready? What happened?
What you need?
I think she was just knocked down. That's the other thing, is they have a different HP system than Baldur's Gate or the other ones. You have endurance and health, and from what I understand is, you know, health, of course, if you get 0 on health, your character is dead completely, and there's no resurrecting, so once they're dead for good. However, your endurance, which is much lower, like if you get 0 endurance, your character's knocked out of the fight, but not dead. So what has she got right here? Knockdown. Okay, so she's just knocked down, so... Let's keep at it. But she's taking a lot of damage, though. Oh, it's ready. Let's summon our skeletons. Haha! Take that. Oh, my skeleton minions! For as we said, if their bones still slept under the hills, none can say. But we will be adding to the bones under this hill. I'll get a little closer because I think that will add stats to my skeletons here. Yeah, that's how I thought. That's what you get. Okay. Another thing looks like you can't keep them outside of combat. Take the hatchet. Medium round. Okay, so the same, just different style instead of the heater style.
Right.
Although, I'm equipped with a medium shield and it says a heater, which should... They call them that because they look kind of like the bottom of an iron, but it shows me with a round shield, so... Slightly not right, but I ain't complaining. More loot to sell.
Huh? Right.
Well, everyone is dead. Isn't that great? Glenfeather leader. All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, perhaps with arrows and knife-hilt spang. I read that completely wrong. Remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splaying and bug-eyed and filthy on the blood-damned earth. Kaliska puts the back of her left hand over her mouth as if to ward away the horror like a poisonous vapor. Handful of dark figures stand above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs of heads, jerking their axes from the body as if from half-split logs as they prepare to add you to the sprawling piles beneath them. One of them towards the Sever. One of them, towering over Severed. Like I said, again, this is why I don't read out loud most of the time. I suck at doing it. Towering and severe, with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of a man you recognize as Hideon, the last of your caravan left standing. Don't kill him, I was going to sell him all that stuff I just picked up. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for the fight you will lose. Well, I just kind of killed all your guys, so let's see what my options are. Why do you have done this? I can use my lore skill. That could come in handy. We'll try that, I think. Murderers, you'll pay for this. I don't know what you did, but I don't have anything to do with it. You have not trespassed your mercy. Yeah, we'll go with the lore option. Let's see if it works. Words carry no weight when I have seen the truth with my own eyes. Blood must be paid for the intrusion. You now have 1 rank in disposition, reputation. There. This represents how people perceive you. I see reputation will be favorable by some people, and benign reputation often brings back worse in certain people. Okay, so basically, you get reputation or infamy depending on your actions. Wonder if he's mentioning, well, we did kind of go into that ruins where there was the dead elk, so maybe that's what they're saying we did. So I say again, lay down your arms. Not mighty enough, I don't have enough perception. Let's see. My intelligence is good. Put down your weapon, very well, and stay armed. Let's see if we can talk our way out of this. Let's see, do I want to go, you can kill me, but you will have to as well be killing yourself. Judging by the string of animal teeth around your neck, I'm guessing you are worshippers of Gallowin. If Gallowin told you to stop protecting the ruins, would you? Let's go with intelligent there. Of course, but we would not. It is by the command of all the gods that we accept this challenge. Well, how do you know? Because it's consistent with their beliefs, or because it's what you were told? The man glares. It's not always been known to my people. I see. And what of Gallowin's edict that weakness and age must be purged by youth and strength? You think Gallowin would want some moldy, crumbling stones to survive long after their builders have turned to dust? The man nostrils flares as he fumes. He would not. He told us otherwise. I'm sure he did. Just not you personally. But why would that stop you from killing innocents? Distracted by the man's grip falters on his axe handle, and he nearly fumbles it. Affording what's his name? Hideon, the moment he needs to dodge out of his swing, which comes too late. Howling with rage, the man charges you instead.
Quick, see.
Well, I tried to get you out, but it looks like I didn't.
This meat.
Wait for my skellies to come up. Worse, okay. Scored a crit. Crit is better result than a hit, of course. All that stuff that pertains to it. Okay. We got it. Nope, actually I'm going to save my skeletons. Your enemy lies supine. I don't even know what that word is. On the ground, unable to rise. His companions now silent along with the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasps. He looks not at you, but at the sky above you. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath his choking sigh, a whisper of wind stirs in the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back, and he closes them. God, good, good. The gods are just. Queer smile across his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whispering around the camp, electric and volatile, upending plots and shattering tents like an angry spirit. You can't feel it beginning to sweep beneath your skin like a jetty beginning to succumb to the surge of a great wave. And where it pierces you, it feels as though it is rending you apart from within. Oh, you still survived, Oddma. Sitting against the wagon wheel amidst the howling maelstrom, slashed across the chest and bowel. Oddman's body stirs. With great effort he rises. His sagging head, his eyes barely open. He looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
Okay, out of here. This must be that storm they were talking about. Straining against the gale that threatens to pull you off your feet with every step. You set your hands in the worn holds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. With the last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself onto the ledge. Obsidian trails behind, slowed by injuries and delayed by earlier hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks on the fallen attackers, one of the fallen attackers who had been feigning death lunges for Obsidian and topples him onto the rocky ground. How can you be playing dead? We're like, they're over here, I'm up here. Okay. Restrained, Obsidian lashes out against his fatigued assailant, but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you, despite the wind from your position. If you were to throw your weapon at the attacker, you would have a good chance of hitting your mark. I don't have the dexterity. Allow Obsidian to break free on his own. We'll try. But I have a feeling it's probably not going to work. Oh, no, it is. Your aim is true, and the hit jars Obsidian loose. Lurching to his feet, Obsidian climbs up the base of the rocks, and he is near the top. However, the wind flares, pulling him sideways, tearing one of his hands free. But diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will jerk from their sockets. They hold just long enough for Obsidian to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. There's a deep resonance to the swelling wind now. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrows from your bones. Each new gust mences the old stone before you, loosening connections, unsettling balance. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight. Well, loading time's a little long, and it doesn't have the little loading arcs that you could see in the Baldur's Gate ones to show you where you are right now, but that's just minor things. Hopefully.
I'll be awake.
Okay.
Had to be.
Back in the game, it did hang on the loading screen, so I had to get out of the game, and then didn't save it, so I had to redo the first little part again. But we are back. We've made into the cave, and we survived bivouac.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
Yeah, more lucky to be alive that we didn't get killed by the barbarians, but yeah, that storm was pretty bad.
And we're the only ones.
We can't stay here. There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside.
Yeah.
Okay, what does the journal say? Nearly escaped. Find a way through the ruins.
Sure.
Okay, well, we're not going that way then.
That should be far enough. But what now?
How come I have a feeling you're not going to make it?
We look for another way out. Storm has to die sometime.
What happened out there? The Glenfeather ward is Beowak. Or actually, I should probably read this part first. Shakes her head. Windstorm of kind or another. Only gets in Glenfath. Not too many people live through them, so it's hard to know what's true. Then, Glenfather word is Beowak. To them it is God's way of repaying the soul of the land, and couldn't find their own way out. They'll take the living soul as soon as the dead ones. Yep, I still got mine. Those be the hut dwellers Odin warned us about. Looks to be a thing of Glowin with the twitchers of the lot. They got ruin to ruin. Oh, they go ruin to ruin looking for fights with colonists. Poor Odin, I think he half expected this once we had lost the main road. But I thought we were on the main road. Oh well, whatever. Let's see. Trespassers. Don't believe that. Arma would never allow it, but as much as the Fangs or Hotheads, Glenfeathers don't attack without being provoked. Either they saw something and got the wrong idea, or there's looters in here with us. It's not something we need right now. Well, it could be we did see those bodies of the looters earlier. What about everyone in the caravan? She purses her lips with a rumpled chin. Her voice is faint. The wheels got hold of them now. Gods, she looks up. The gods grant them better luck in the next life. Looks me in the eye, a volatile current running beneath her voice. Maybe you just don't know me enough to know what upsets looks like. And maybe I've seen worse too. Seen worse and kept on walking because there's nothing else to be done. And because there's other people who care about, who still need. Yeah, you gotta get to your sister. Let's get going. Well, I'm glad you haven't keeled over on us yet. So let's
Sure.
do a little more exploring. What do we got here? Be you of the little folks, or are you a kobold? Trembling sick creature emerges from the dark, clutching a spear. Knobby elbows and thin ribs show through its scaly flesh. Yes, you are a kobold. Or the equivalent of a kobold. The Zirap. Yeah, I'm going to have trouble saying that. Fingers still wrapped tightly around its spear. Creature cocks its head. It's calling. It's going to call others. Let's still try to put it at ease. Slowly back away. Okay, let's try to go around it then. Eastern Reach is a dangerous place full of lurking enemies And carefully concealed secrets. Enable scouting mode to move stealthily. Search for hidden objects and traps. Okay, so let's...
How can I help?
You're kind of our rogue, so...
Quiet.
Let's see if you can sneak past.
Those tiles look suspicious. Let's be careful.
Is this going to be like the puzzle in Baldur's Gate 2? We have to spell the words, or spell the name of the god. What do you got? Oh, we actually have some good stuff. What did we just pick up? Some leather armor. Let's give you all the lockpicks. I said let's give you all the lockpicks. Durability, reduce speed. Recovery speed 25, so it's a little less. These are all just leather armor, I think. Okay. Let's see, we got Tattered Journal. Again, you can pause this if you want to read it. Okay, so guy won an artifact in a game of dice, and it looks like it led him
Wait.
here.
Do you hear that?
What? What do you hear? I didn't hear anything. But maybe it's over here. What do we got? Door here? What do we got?
That roundish symbol. I'm pretty sure I saw it on one of the tiles back there.
Symbol of a pattern. Circle inscribed on the pillar. Okay. And so that's now not on not lit up. So maybe those are the ones we don't step on? Let's
How can I help?
continue on. Swiftly the bear wanting. Yeah, so it's taking that stuff off. So let's go ahead and light all the braziers. Actually, better have me look at that since I'm the historian.
Huh? Right. Yeah.
What do we got? It must be ancient, yet the colors are still bright and vivid.
Huh?
Told me nothing.
Right.
But what does it look like? People walking, people crouching. And actually looks like represents all the races, the blue guys, the humans, the little people, dwarves, and, well, it doesn't have elves, so has most all the people, though. Let's continue looking on. What do we got? We got ooze.
No good.
And you're dead. What'd you drop? Ooze plasma. Pick it up, yet I don't know why. Probably can use it for crafting. And what do we have on the dead guy? Poleaxe.
Huh? Sure.
Wonder if they'll,
What's that muck on the wall?
Yeah, that's not kind of creepy. Black ooze coming out of a crying face. I was going to say, I wonder if they'll actually give the excuse to use, like, pole arms in this one, because in Baldur's Gate, you never had an excuse to use them. Viscous and oily, the muck clings to anything it touches. Yeah, kinda creepy. Viscous slick and something dark and tar-like runs down the wall. The shapes and bulges in the ooze suggest that something lies beneath it, but you can't tell what. Well, not gonna have time to make tea to cure my malaria now, so... Or, I guess it's not much more cholera, I guess, than malaria. Rinse the ooze away, revealing an intricate relief of a man's face. The sunburst surrounding it was chipped away in places, but the detail of the head forms a tight curl of hair on to the ridges and the pointy ears, still showcasing the resemblance of remarkable craftsmanship. One eye socket is empty, a gem fills the other. Well, yeah, we did find the gem, didn't we? The chamber begins to rumble, stray rocks dancing across the tile floor. Finally, a large section of the wall gives way. Haha! Secrets. And more oil slime thingies.
Good. Yeah.
You know, I still haven't had really a chance to use that, except for that one time. All the other fights seem to end too quick. I'm sure I'll get use of it later. What do we got? Ooh. Minor Cloak of Protection. I will take that. Amethyst and... yeah. That's another thing I like, is that junk items or crafting items go automatically into your stash. Because that was always a problem, is inventory management, of holding all the little bits and pieces of stuff. What do we got? One by many, nothing special. Minor Cloak of Protection. Gives me +5, reflex, will, and fortitude. Sure, I will take that. So, let me see, that's my might. That's fortitude. So, let's see. Yep. Got a little cape on, looking pretty snazzy. Is anything else in here, or is this just a little hidden crevice? Yeah, so it's just that. Okay, lost my water, but hey, I gained a nice new cloak. Now let's see, so... I'm guessing that leads the pathway then. So I can go on any of those. But before we do that...
How can I help?
Blind Strike. Okay, those are just his skills. Let's go back into scouting mode.
Found something. Worth a look.
Oh, yeah, those are... Okay, so those are trapped. And everyone went into scouting mode, not just one person. So that's also nice. Although I'm guessing, like usual, the rogue's probably going to be better at it than... Ooh, what do we have here? What are you? I can't read because the thing's in the way. Skulder Whelp. Well, you two... Let's get over here and take care of this whelp. And you, let's see if we can get a backstab. Both stealth. Character selection circles will start to fill. All scouting, your character's selection circle. Okay, start to fill yellow when a character is starting to detect them. Once the circle fills yellow, the character is suspected and will move to investigate. Okay. Another nice... That is actually a pretty good thing, so... Like I said, as you can see, since I probably have the least of it, and wearing heavy metal armor. I'm filling up faster than
How can I help?
the rest of them. That's a nice thing. Moving towards a character accelerates how quickly, yeah. So you can kind of lure people away. Oh, time to die anyway. Ow, that hurt. But I outnumber you, so you're still going to die.
Yeah.
What do you drop? Meat. As Urkai would say, looks like meat's on the menu, boys. Hatchet. 10 to 13.
That looks weak. Could be a shortcut.
Crack runs along the wall. From the floor to the ceiling, a light gust of air passes through. Despite the damage, the stone looks heavy and solid. See if I can do it. Push the wall with all your might, but it does not give. Can you do it? Masonry gives way and crushes down, revealing a circular room ahead. I'm guessing this is an alternate way. Now, of curiosity. Yep, okay, we do have a map. And the map's just like Baldur's Gate. Fatigued. Oh, okay, that should be... One of your characters has become fatigued. Fatigue represents the physical and psychological wear and tear and demand activity on characters. Builds up over time and character travel explores, especially when they engage in combat. Some scripted interactions will also result in fatigue if they are especially grueling. Athletic skill automatically slows the onset of fatigue from any source. Fatigue goes through multiple stages. Resting character is an easier way to remove the effects of fatigue, though some consumables can also lower. Okay. So basically, you get tired, you don't do your stuff as well as you could. So, how's it show that's fatigued? Oh no, that's a skill. I don't know. I'm guessing it says we're fatigued, but it doesn't... Oh no, okay, there it is. Minor fatigue. I have minor fatigue. Yeah. So... Can I camp? You do not have camping supplies. I do not have camping supplies, so that's another thing.
See what's around the corner. How can I help?
You go and do that. So it looks like, unlike Baldur's Gate, you actually have to have supplies. And backstab. Use that. Everyone else, come up here. Oh, I completely knocked you to pieces. Where are you? You look like little... You're basically like werebats. Sure. I got your ear, I'm carrying your meat.
Yeah.
And another ear to my collection.
Huh? Right.
Nope, nothing else.
Do you feel that? There's a draft coming through that wall. I don't hear any sign of that storm either.
Yeah, so this is just another way you could go around, because you could... Even though they say it might be a shortcut, I think the other thing was a shortcut. Oh, spiders. The cannon fodder of any dungeon. Wow, there was a lot of meat on that spider. And... Still fatigued. You guys didn't drop anything. Let's see, just to make sure there's no little loot hidden around here. Nope. Nope, now I might actually have to use my skeletons. Or not, because we're just wailing on that spider, but let's use it just in case. Yeah, no. And there they go. Can't keep them like you can in Baldur's Gate. Although I was, if you think about it, that was always kind of a cheat. That's why you always had a wizard or Jahira or one of the others have the summon ability, because you could keep them outside of combat for a little bit, and then you could just massively spam, 5 to 6 monsters to give you a little bit of an unfair advantage. And we got another dead person who has a nice helm. I will take that. And some more gems. So let's see how that helm looks on me. Actually, let's see what it does first. Different cultures. Okay, so it doesn't do anything. I guess it's just for show. How's that look on you? Because that looks really stupid on me. Doesn't look much better on you, so we'll not use it.
Right.
All the cool people don't wear helmets anyway.
Sure.
Because how can you pick yourself out of a battle if you're wearing a helmet? Let's save, just in case it decides it wants to hang on me again. Okay. Well, I think that is a good place to end this first look at the game. I am truly enjoying this right now. It's bringing back a lot of fond memories, and I like it. I think I probably will do maybe a full playthrough of this down the road, but I do say if you like these type of RPGs that are story-driven, that you check it out yourself rather than watch someone play, because that's where I think you'll get most of the enjoyment out of it. But if you do like watching people play it, like I said, I think I will do a playthrough of this down the road, although because it's a long game, it might have slightly infrequent updates. But I hope you all have enjoyed, and if you did, leave a like, favorite, or comment down below, and I will see you next time. Until then,